I was so happy when this came yesterday. Let's see what's inside. Ta-da! What are these? Scratchbord inks. I suspect we have Scratchbord in here. I have never heard of Scratchbord inks though. That's interesting. So maybe just these three primaries and a black. Okay. Oh wow. So 4 different scratching ends. They're very dusty. I don't know about this. Oh, we actually have a physical card this time. Sweet. So the prompts are landscape and farm animal. Alrighty. Scratchboard. Ampersand. It says tips and techniques. I wonder if there's tips and techniques on the back of this paper. And scratch art, scratchboard. Pre-inked, ready to scratch. 10 boards. Wow. Even more scratchers. I don't know that we needed more. But I guess lots of people can do this activity. And it just keeps going. Fancy scratchboard. 8 by 10. Just a single board. Okay, well, scratchboard it is. You can tell I'm not fully thrilled with this whole idea, but okay, here's what we've got. Boy, oh boy, I don't know. I'm still just standing here, going, what to do? Step 1, read the little card and learn about these things. Yes, we will do that. I also opened up all the supplies and used the Melissa and Doug scratchboard because it's the cheapest. So I just tried all my ends out on that scratchboard and then did my little sketch on there as well. You can see here how dusty it gets, and I just put it away in the trash can there and brushed it off, but it's so dusty, it's just awful. Masterpiece. Done. A cat is a farm animal. Oh wait, we forgot to do a landscape. And we need to test the inks. So it's supposed to not leave an ink residue on scratchboard itself. On this, it also just comes right off the white as well. I don't know if that'll be different on the gesso board if it's covered with the black or not. I guess it's technically called scratchboard. So we'll let this dry for a while and see if that will still wipe off of here. So it may be something you need to use just with the actual scratchboard gesso board stuff. We'll see. All right, we're gonna let that dry. It's had time to dry. Let's see what happens. All right, because I didn't wipe it off in the very beginning, it did leave a little bit of coat of the paint on it, at least on this surface, but it is not wiping off down to the white, so that's good. You know, you can use it. You might try and get it off at the edges where it's not scratched before. Since I didn't have a lot of interest in doing a large scratchboard project, I just traced the 5x5 onto my Melissa and Doug test paper and did my little sketch on there to see what I could come up with for farm animal and landscape. I opened this up, and yes, it does have tips and techniques on the back. So if you want to pause and read that, you are welcome to do that. After you receive your box, Paletteful always sends you an email asking, what did you think of this box? And there's a couple things that I will tell them, even though I'm not even done yet. First of all, instead of sending these extra 2 knives, since we have these 4 already, and I think that's plenty, we probably could have replaced one with maybe a white pastel pencil, some kind of chalk pencil, so that we could do a sketch of our scratch before we scratch it, because pastel would wipe off really easily. So a white pastel pencil would have been really nice, and instead of the second bonus knife, I think if we would have had maybe a really fine brush for applying this ink, that would have been good. And that plastic palette we got in one of the previous boxes would have been kind of handy as well, something to put these in. So we're kind of on our own as far as our sketch and getting this ink onto the paper. So that's just my 2 cents worth. It's a fun box, definitely worth its value. It's just not something that I fully enjoy. But I'm kind of excited to do this now that I got my little sketch going. I will probably dig out a white pastel pencil, or maybe, I'll just go for it. We'll see. Also, before I forget, if you have gesso board at home, then you can take this black repair ink and brush it on the top of regular gesso board. 2 coats is probably the best, and then you've created your own scratchboard. So you don't have to have specific scratchboard by them. You can create it if you already have something like this. I was testing these pastel pencils we got in another box on this one, and it actually scratches the black scratchy stuff off. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? So like I'm pressing really light and you can't see, so then you have to press harder to see your pastel, and it takes the black stuff off. I think this is just a colored pencil. No, it scratches it right off. So I'm afraid to test it on this. It says on these tips and techniques, start by drawing your subject matter directly on the surface with pastels, plain white chalk, or a graphite pencil. So let's try just a graphite pencil on this. This might be a softer surface, so we might be running into that. See it there, this one might work. This is coal erase. That one's soft enough that might actually work. Let's find a graphite pencil. Here we go. Just a regular 2HB pencil. I think that actually works best. Let's try it against this again. They both work just fine. I think I'm gonna just use the graphite pencil. I did go ahead and use just the regular graphite pencil. It's a Dixon Ticonderoga 2HB pencil. Worked really well. You can see that it shows up nicely on this Scratchbord, so no problems there. Let's talk a minute about the value of this box. So the MSRP that Paletteful promotes is $43.11. However, when I go and look for all these products on my own, I come up with $57.93. So their MSRP is definitely lower than what I can find it for. Plus, you only pay about $32.50 for this box if you pay for the whole year. I think it's maybe around $35 a month if you go month to month. I might be wrong. Go ahead and check their website for the current prices, but that's what I pay is $32.50. So even though this box wasn't exactly what I like, it was still a huge, great value. That was a weird way to put it, but you know what I mean. So if you are looking for a subscription box and you definitely want to find something worth its value with the contents inside, you will never go wrong with Paletteful Packs. Every single month, I have never been disappointed with the value of what I have received inside. Granted, subscription boxes aren't always what you like to do, but that's the risk you get with these unknown art supplies. Here you can see I've pulled out the inks. I have mixed the blue with the yellow to get a nice green. You can get lots of different shades of green too by adding more blue or more yellow. Same with the blue and the red, get purples. And the inks are vibrant, they're very nice, they're easy to work with. They come out of my ceramic palette really easily, so no problems there. If you hear the banging in the background, my cat is trying to attack flies in the sliding glass window. I'm sure other people will do amazing, great things with the Scratchbord and the inks, but for me, it is not my thing, and this is about the extent of what I want to do. All right, I'm glad that's over with. That was not my funnest project I have ever done. Not only that, I have a big mess, like all this little dust stuff, and look at my hands. So it's kind of similar to pastel, where you just end up with crumbs of stuff everywhere, and so it's not fully pleasant. Now I have to clean up my desk, do lots of dusting and so on, so that's not great. I got a project done. It is a farm animal and a landscape, so I believe we're just gonna call that good because I don't want to do anymore. This will definitely go, all of it, in the giveaway bin. Here's just a zoomed in look at my finished product so you can see it up close and personal. Here it is, all packed up, ready to go to a new home. I am gonna look and see if these inks are good for anything else as far as painting goes before I fully get rid of them, but that's for later. Hello there again, it is later, and I looked these inks up. They are light fast, waterproof, and transparent, and absorb into the inked surface of the Scratchbord, leaving clean, vibrant color in only the scratched white areas. These areas can be easily scratched back to white to add fine details and highlights, and unlike regular inks, they don't leave a glossy residue around the cutting area. The point of that all is that they are light, fast, waterproof, and transparent. So if I wanted to keep them in my water media collection, I could. However, I do have other inks, and I think these are probably more valuable to go in this package as a whole unit for a giveaway, because they are kind of nice that you can color the Scratchbord part that you have scratched off. That was a little redundant, but you know what I mean. Stay tuned to the very end for some bloopers. Actually, there's just one blooper this time, but thank you so much for joining me today. Look at the other videos on my channel. If you like what you see and you are new, consider subscribing. We do a lot of fun art projects and art subscription unboxings. And a very special thank you to all my existing subscribers. This channel wouldn't be possible without you guys, so thank you very much. I appreciate you. and I appreciate the time you have spent with me today. Have a great week. We'll see you in the next video. I'll just go for it. We'll see. That cat is in the rocking chair again. I'm going to have to lubricate the rocking chair.